We had a great weekend last weekend, and of course, you guys know that we split the squad. So we went to Seattle, and then went to New Mexico, home of the championship meet, to get a chance to look at that. And kind of traditionally, that we've been to that meet a few times now. But lots of good stuff out of the last weekend. The distance guys and gals did a great job there in Seattle, and then of course the sprints and jumps did a good job there in Albuquerque, and combined of 10 total wins between the two places. So always good when you can get some W's on the board. And so now we head to the Mountain Pacific meet, which we'll have the opportunity to improve on some of our marks that are there in the top 10 to 20 nationally, or sharpen and work on some things technically, race plans, strategy-wise for some of the kids as well. So there are a few important things that we need to get coming out of the Mountain Pacific, which is Max Vollmer there in the multi, and then the women's DMR. So those are big things that we'll try to aim for and try to get done in Seattle.
It feels like you guys have been building momentum at each meet this year. Do you like the trajectory you guys are on?
Well, some of you say we're dead and stinking, but it's kind of par for the course. We always try to show up when it matters and when it counts. And of course, we're entering championship season, so we're doing what we always do.
Is that kind of the meet you would want to see the two this past weekend heading into something like this, or?
It's kind of scripted that way from a training standpoint. So we are geared up and ready to go there at these two meets, or on this weekend, regardless of where the meet is. And you can see some of the fruits of that labor.
Max, with that DMR, do you feel like those are kids who are kind of constitutionally prepared to rise to the occasion when the pressure's on, so to speak?
Yeah, unfortunate for the women's DMR when they tried to get this done in Arkansas. There's a couple of knickknacks there that didn't allow it to happen there. But same thing for Max. Unfortunate there in the vault, but he's definitely a stud and looks to take care of that this weekend.
Is it going to be a similar women's DMR team? I mean, is that the team that you like?
Yeah, I think it's similar in nature. I don't think there's too many additions there, even though we're much more healthy there than we were in January. So there could possibly be a couple of exchanges. Of course, you never know until they line up there at the meet. There's always last-minute changes there, depending on who woke up on the right side of the bed, wrong side of the bed, who got a headache, who doesn't feel well. You just never know what it is.
Just the breadth of where you guys stand in various national rankings. Just how do you feel about your numbers right now?
Yeah, well, it's always good to be one, and we're not quite there. I want to say the latest rankings came out a day or so ago, and we were 5 and 7. I want to say, and so I guess that's the highest we've been this indoor season. And of course, rankings are rankings, so you still got to go over there and run the meet. So I like our chances on the men's side, and then of course we have to be really good on the women's side to live up to those rankings.
What are your thoughts on Ben Milligan and what he's been able to do this season coming off that injury he had last year?
Yeah, I'm glad you prefaced that, because Ben has been a really good kid for us for a long time, and for him to be able to come back and redshirt all of last year because of his ACL that actually happened in Washington there, the first meet in January a year ago. So for him to slay some of those demons and go into that same competition and being able to compete and being able to go back there, I think it just speaks volume to his mindset and his mentality. And he's one of our seniors, one of our senior guys that we lean on. And so to see him having the success that he's having with Coach Henson guiding behind the scenes there, I think it's fantastic. And Ben is a good dude, and he deserves everything that he's getting.
Been around for a while. Are you still surprised by how fast people come back from ACLs now?
Oh yeah, usually that used to be a 12, 14-month thing,
Yeah.
and now we're looking at 7 and 8 months. You did date me there a little bit. We had a team meeting, last night, and we talked a little bit about Hayward Field and the people that raise their hands that have not competed at Hayward Field, and it's shocking is staggering, because of course we're living and breathing it, but that place has been offline for a couple of years now, and to have kids that haven't even ever competed in Hayward Field is just shocking, because I think that's a special moment in one's track and field career, and I think everybody should experience what the Hayward Field faithful brings, and we can't look forward to it enough being back online this spring. And so we've got lots of freshmen and sophomores. You heard me talk to you guys ad nauseum about the youth of our team, and those guys not being able to experience the most knowledgeable track and field fans in the world, I think is a shame. And so we're getting closer. And so we'll continue to fight that fight day by day, and days like today make it even worse, because we'd love to be out there training at this point in time.
So there's a lot on the kids' plates these next few weeks, but you're having to balance with that a sense of anticipation for the outdoor season and being able to run at home again.
We haven't had a home meet in so long. I almost forget, but then I watch videos and I go back to my memory banks, where I lay awake at night and reminisce about all the great moments that we've had since I've been there. Thanks for the date there, Chris. My 15th year here at the University of Oregon, and so lots of special moments over there at the grandstands.